An overview of the benefits that we're going to be offering for 2016 to those employees that work 20 hours or more. So what we found is we have quite a bit of employees that work part-time. They're students, retirees, moms who want to be home a little bit more. And so now those that work between 20 and 30 will also qualify. And that's for all benefits, medical, dental, and vision. The second really cool thing for 2016 is there will not be a price increase on any of our benefit offerings. So some of the prices went up, but we've absorbed those costs and you won't see any premium increase for anything. And the third is the most exciting of the three, and that is called Teledoc Services. So this is a separate service that we are providing. You don't have to do anything in your open enrollment except I elect either one of the medical plans. It comes with both. And what it is it's a national network of board certified doctors and pediatricians who are available 24/7, 365. And they can diagnose, treat, and prescribe. And depending on what state you live in, it's either over the phone or by video conference. And what's really neat about it is we're paying the premium cost, so you won't see any premium cost, but also we have purchased the kind so you won't have a copay. So you can go and get treatment without any copay costs. There are some limitations on what they treat, broken arms, or if you need a prescription for narcotics, those you'd have to go in. But if you have pink eye, you have the flu, those types of things, they can treat over the phone or by video conference. So the only thing you'll be responsible for is your prescription cost, and that's just dependent on which of the plans you elect. Very exciting, because a lot of our employees, what we heard was that they would say, I don't feel good, but I just really can't take the time off work. You can call in at any time and get that prescription sent over on your break, in the evening. The second thing we heard from employees is that they didn't go because they couldn't afford the copay. And so this hopefully will help bridge some of that care that you guys need at a really cost-effective way. So very excited to hear about that. I've talked with some folks who use it because their employers have offered it and they love it, especially if you have children. Because, trying to get pink eye medication, and you always find that out at night, it seems like, so that you don't have to go to the doctor the next day. This is an overview of the benefits that we'll be offering in 2016. So when you go into PlanSource, and just so you guys know, this handy card has the PlanSource enrollment instructions on it, so it'll give you the address to directly access PlanSource to enroll for your benefits. These will be what you're going to see that you can elect from. So there's 2 medical plans. They are the same as last year, although they have some enhancements that we'll talk about. And then we also have the Guardian dental plan options, and there'll be 3 vision plans. So depending on how much coverage you want, you can get a basic if you don't want higher premium costs and you just want, you just get a frame a year, that type of thing. Or if you have high dental needs, you can get the buy-up plan and pay a little bit more for your premiums but have more coverage. We're also offering the Healthcare and Dependent Care Flexible Spending Accounts. That acronym is FSA, which is different than what Brian's going to talk about, which is HSA. So I just kind of want to clarify that those 2 things are different. The FSA is if you know you're going to have something next year that you need to pay for it, it's going to be a lot of money, you can put pre-tax dollars aside in a flexible spending account and then use it towards that. And you can use it towards medical, dental, or vision, or also dependent care. So depending on what you elect, those are some of the options. So for example, last year I had dental work that needed to be done. It was going to be kind of expensive, so I set aside several $1,000s into my FSA, and it's per paycheck. They take out the amount so that you can have the total accumulated over the year. But I got my dental work done, right in the beginning of the year. So you don't have to have all of that money saved in your FSA before you can use it, but you have to have those deductions taken out for the entire year. So say I put aside $2,000, they would take out, or $2,600, they would take out $100 per paycheck. So does that make sense? But you could use it at the beginning of the year. So it's a really great way to reduce your taxable income and save money. So something that might cost you, $2,000, you can save a couple $100 on. There's also supplemental life insurance for you, independent life insurance for your spouse and domestic partner and or children, and then personal accident insurance. So when you go into PlanSource, this is what you'll see. So we reset the passwords, so you don't have to remember your password when you go to log in. Just follow the format that's on the card. So it explains what that format should look like based on your name, last few of your social, your birth date, etc. So next steps for you guys. Open enrollment began on Monday, the 26th, and it goes all the way through the 13th. ACA states that 100% of our employees have to go through the enrollment process. So you have to go in and to the system and either elect or waive coverage. So please make sure, even if you're not going to elect coverage, that you go in and do that by November 13th. And then also, if you do decide to go through the marketplace, you can see now what you'd be eligible for, but you're not able to elect those benefits until November 1st. Any questions on any of that so far?
If you already have something in the marketplace, do you need to do it again every year? Or like if you have Medicaid, do you need to do Medicaid so you need to do it every single year?
Yeah, you should go ahead each year and make sure that you have.
You still qualify and all
Yes.
that good stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, great.
Because things change. And that's true for us. In case there's ever any confusion, we have an active enrollment process. So even though you want the same things you had last year, you have to go in and elect those again each year so that we make sure that we know exactly what you want. And again, you can make changes all the way through the 13th, but after the 13th, those are the benefits that you'll be locked in through 2016. And so unless there's a life-changing event like you get married, birth of a child, your spouse loses their coverage, you'll be locked into those benefits. This is a great list of resources for you guys if you have further questions. Q Central is a portal. You just have to type Q Central in the URL, and that'll take you to a bunch of documents. The documents that you see out at the tables, the documents in front of you. Plan Source is the enrollment website. They also have some great videos and some other links that you can access for more information to learn about your benefits. Benefits questions. Signed up for dental, but I never got a dental card. Who is our provider? I have this medical condition. Is it covered under this plan? They can answer all of those types of things for you.
Major medical catastrophic plan. So you have your insurance major medical catastrophic plan, but you also have that as a qualifying event for you to have a health savings account along with it. Okay? So let me go over what the HSA is, what it's about, and then we'll get into how it works. Okay? The IRS regulates the HSA, so they're going to say you can put in X amount of dollars every year into the HSA pre-tax savings, and that's what the big deal is with the health savings account, because you can determine on your paycheck, how much do you want taken out, and that's going to be pre-tax. Goes into a health savings account, and then out of that health savings account you can pay for qualified medical expenses, and pretty much that's anything that's medically necessary. Okay, and the IRS.gov has a list of everything that they consider medically necessary, plus a handful of other things that you wouldn't think of that a normal insurance plan wouldn't cover, which is different from Anthem. Your health savings account is regulated by the IRS. So what they tell you is that you can put that money in that health savings account tax-free. On a single person, you can put $3,350 in tax-free every year, or for a family, it can be up to $6,750. Okay, I know that's a lot of money, but you don't have to put in that much money. You can put in as little as you want to, just knowing that that's tax-free and that money's there for me whenever I want to use it for a qualified medical expense. So what's important to know about the health savings account is that's your money that you're putting into that, okay? So if you decide to, get off of a qualified high deductible health plan, which qualifies you to have a health savings account, if you decide to leave that, that money's still there, that's still your money. So you can use it for qualified medical expenses. And if you decide that you don't want to use it for a qualified medical expense, and let's say you put in a couple $100 and you want to pull it out, you can, it's your money. However, they're going to penalize you just like they would 401k. All right, so the IRS said, if you get it tax-free, I'm going to tax you at some point if you don't use it for a qualified medical expense. So with that said, also if you leave this company and you move on somewhere else, that money that you put into that health savings account goes with you. Okay, and it rolls over year after year. Okay, it's not a use it or lose it like the flexible spending account. Health savings account, that's your money that you put in there. You decide how you're going to use it. Okay? All right. So how does it work? Seeing as this is a major medical catastrophic plan, you do have a high deductible. Everything on this plan is subject to deductible except for preventive care. Okay, your routine exams, everything's covered at 100%. As long as your provider bills it as preventive, it's covered at 100%. Everything else is subject to deductible. Okay, so that individual deductible is $6,350. Okay, so if you have more than one person on the plan, each individual is going to have a $6,350 deductible. Okay, but the important part to remember here is this is a catastrophic plan for somebody that gets in a major accident, and it could be millions of dollars worth of claims. You know that you're paying $6,350, and after that, the plan pays at 100%. So it's not a typical, go in with co-pays or anything like that. It's all subject to deductible, but you've got catastrophic coverage. Okay? All right. So let's go over, okay, so let me just back up here just a second. So if you decide to get an HSA account and open up a bank account, you decide how much money you want to put in there every month. They're going to give you a debit card. You're going to use that debit card if you have a medical expense. You don't have to use that debit card if you don't want to, okay? Unlike an FSA, you have to have the money in your account before you can use that debit card. So if you've put in $100 this month and your doctor bill is $200, you can swipe that debit card and it's only going to be able to pull out $100, okay? And then that other $100 is yours. But whatever money you've used in your HSA account, if you've swiped your debit card, all of that is subject to deductible, okay? So even though you have that money that's in there, that's getting accumulated towards that $6,350 deductible, all right? I know that's confusing. There's people downstairs that can help us answer more questions, or we can ask questions at the end. Oh yeah, go ahead.
So until you accumulate enough medical expense to exceed the deductible, you still want to swipe the card, even though you know going in that it's not going to pay. You want to swipe the card so that the charge gets accounted for and debited against the deductible.
That's a great question. Thanks for asking. You don't have to swipe that card in order for it to be considered part of your deductible, okay? You don't have to use it. You can write a check at the doctor's office. You don't even use your health savings account because the doctor's billing Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, okay? And you're getting a provider discount savings from that doctor. You're not getting the total billed amount. So they're going to send us a claim, and we're going to say, out of that $500 charge, we're allowing $250. $250 is your responsibility. Decide if you want to use your HSA account for it or not, or write a check for it. Okay? But every claim that you get submitted to Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, every doctor visit that you go to is going to be submitted to Anthem. Okay? And that's in network. And that's important to know too. If you go in network, you get significant provider discount savings. If you go out of network, they can balance bill you, and they can bill you whatever. The full amount is $5,000. Out of network, they're going to bill you $5,000. In network, they bill $5,000. We're going to say we allow $2,500, and that's your responsibility. They can't bill you $5,000. So that's why it's important to stay in network. Okay. So what are things that you can do to maximize your benefits with if you have this high deductible health plan? Because you know that $6,350 deductible is your out of pocket, right? There's a few things that you can do to maximize this plan. You can use an estimate your cost tool, okay? And there's about 300 different services on this estimate your cost tool, all the way from an MRI, shoulder surgery, knee surgery, etc. And it can cost significantly less going from one facility to the next. So this estimate your cost tool is there for you. You just log into anthem.com and use it. Just as an example, an MRI can cost $1,500 to $2,000 at a hospital. Or if you go to a standalone facility, it could cost $500 to $700. So there's huge difference in cost savings. So that's a tool that you can use. You can also call customer service and they can help you go through that tool, okay? Another way, remember that your preventive services are covered at 100%. You can use an urgent care facility instead of emergency room. And there's a mobile app that we have for our smartphones now, or you can log into anthem.com and find out where the local urgent cares are. That can save a lot of money. Also, you have the 24/7 nurse line. So if somebody in your family is sick, or you are, you can call the 24/7 nurse line before going to the doctor. And I've done it quite a few times. I have a little boy, and it's really helped me throughout the years. So And then also, don't forget, you have Teladoc, which is also a great way to save money. All right. You guys have any questions? Yes?
I just wanted to make sure thought I was right. So prescriptions as well, you just have to pay full price for your prescriptions until you have $6,000 worth of prescriptions?
$6,350, but you still get the discounted rate through Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield if you go to a network pharmacy.
Okay,
Now, just to be clear, that $6,350 isn't per individual, but if you have 5 people on the plan, it aggregates to $12,700. So everybody on the plan, you can have 15 people on the plan. If you've met your family aggregate of $12,700, the plan pays at 100%.
It's not a catastrophic plan, and it's not a major medical plan, okay? But it does qualify under the Affordable Care Act, which is something that the company was trying to get for you guys so that it worked for you. It does have the preventive care plan associated with it, so that it does qualify under the ACA. So anyway, for enrollment purposes, you can go online, and the information is all in this particular booklet here. I think everybody got a copy of it. Keep that, because if this is what you're interested in, this is going to give you all the information you need so you can stay in touch with your plan and know exactly what you can utilize it for and how you can utilize it, okay? But you can go online and enroll there. You can call and use the telephone line to enroll, and it gives you the hours during which you can accomplish that. After you enroll, it also tells you the types of benefits you're going to be having along the bottom right here that can help you use your plan efficiently. You go to page 3. One of the things that you need to keep in mind is the understanding what preventive care means, and that can help you right there, because why is preventive care important? It gives you an interpretation of what preventive care is, and then it gives a difference between preventive and diagnostic services, and that makes a big difference as to whether you can use this preventive plan or not. There's a difference between those two, preventive and diagnostic, okay? And this gives you the interpretation so you have it directly from the plan. Services are considered preventive care when a person does not have symptoms indicating an abnormality, has had a screening done within the recommended age and so forth. You can read all of that. That tells you what you can use, okay? And what is considered diagnostic. Going to page 4. These are listings of the types of preventive care that you can receive through these plans, okay? Covered preventive services for adults. We've got screenings of abdominal aortic aneurysm, specified ages who have ever smoked and alcohol misuse, blood pressure, counseling for alcohol misuse, aspirin use for men, women of certain ages and cardiovascular risk factors. It's got immunization consultation also as to dosage, recommended ages, recommended population as it varies. Additional coverage preventive services for women. And this is extremely important for women, because a lot of women go without checking themselves on some of these items here because they figure, oh, it's too much trouble, it's too expensive, this, that, and the other. Under the preventive care, if it's preventive services, it's going to be covered 100%. Screenings so there's no reason with this plan to say, it's too expensive, this, that. You just have to take the time and do it and make certain that you stay on top of your health. Screenings for breast cancer, cervical cancer, domestic and interpersonal violence. So it covers a lot of things that if you go and take advantage of these benefits, they can be extremely helpful to you. Preventive care counseling services for a number of things, and breast cancer contraception, domestic and personal violence, so it talks about that again. Anyway, and you go on to preventive services for children as well, and you know, there was a big flap about medications and things like that, immunization. They can help you in deciding what you want to do with that. Preventive care plan, prescription drugs, It has a prescription drug plan with it, and that can help you in saving a great deal of benefits. And I'll tell you one of the things that you need to stay on top of. Stay in network. That is the secret to these plans. If you go out of network, it's going to cost you a lot more, and you're not going to get the bang for your dollar. Limited benefit indemnity plan. This one is going to cover certain items that you can take and utilize it for, and what it's going to do, it is going to pay you a certain amount if you have to use this benefit for things like that. Office visits, hospitalization, intensive care, accidents, things like that. But it has a, what should I call it? A listing of those benefits and how much it'll pay for each one. How to get the best bang for your dollar, again, that helps you quite a bit, and stay in network. This has a listing of the types of benefits that you can receive with this plan. And it gives you a lot of information and how much benefit you can receive for each one of those. It also has a group medical accident plan, which has an AD&D benefit with it as well, in case you are injured or killed in an accident of some kind. That'll give you information about it. Prescription drugs, again, helpful hints on how to get better bang for your dollar. And then it also has network providers that can help you stretch your dollars, and you can go there and get that information. Teledoc was mentioned earlier, and I won't go into that anymore because it is a great help. Compass. This will help you in getting more bang for your dollar as far as your plan is concerned.